What up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Matt Wyatt. Now, I know it's been a while. I've been wanting to record of my most anticipated films of 2024, movies that I'm really looking forward to. I'm not expecting all of them on my list to live up to the expectations, because there could be a lot of lists in this movie that I was looking forward to, but doesn't live up to the hype. And there might be movies that didn't make it onto my list that might surprise the hell out of me. But you know what? These are just movies that I'm looking forward to, and I'm hoping for the best. It's not like, oh, I'm expecting it to be great and all. I'm just hoping that it's good. So I will list off the movies that will be coming out in 2024 that I'm looking forward to, and it's not going to be in that particular order, but it won't be that particular order until I give my top 5 list. So I'm just going to list off the films that are not in my top 5 that I'm looking forward to, and I'll be quick about it. All right, this one is Gladiator 2 that is directed by Ridley Scott, which I'm a big fan of the original Gladiator movie. It's definitely Ridley Scott's best work, one of my all-time favorite films. And I was really surprised that they're going to do another Gladiator sequel. And look, I'm still a little bit apprehensive about this movie, but you know what? I'm willing to give Ridley Scott the benefit of the doubt. Sure, Napoleon was a big disappointment, but this might be one of those movies that might be have biggest comeback. I hope for the best. Fingers crossed. Then I got Beetlejuice 2 that is going to be directed by Tim Burton himself, which, fun fact, they were close to finishing that film, like 99% of it, but then the actor strike came to the play, and they couldn't finish the 1% of the film until it ended, and then they officially wrapped up the movie. And I'm excited for Michael Keaton's return as Beetlejuice because I love the original Beetlejuice. I saw the original Beetlejuice in theaters in Dolby Cinema with an audience, and it still holds up to this day. And I love it. And look, the sequel could be a big pile of dog shit, but who knows? I'm willing to give them the benefit of doubt, and hopefully the sequel will be better than we hoped. I'm not expecting it to be better than the original. I'm just expecting it to be good. But we'll see, fingers crossed. And you got Jenna Ortega playing the role of Winona Ryder's character, the daughter, which I'm excited to see her because I loved her in Wednesday, and she's fantastic in that show. Borderlands, the video game adaptation of Borderlands, you got a very good cast, and it's directed by Eli Roth, which I'm not a big fan of him as a filmmaker. I mean, I liked his latest horror slasher film called Thanksgiving, and it looks like it could be up his alley to direct a film like this that is so bombastic and so over the top, because I played some of the games of Borderlands and I love them. Hopefully this movie can do it justice. Now, next up, I got Beverly Hills Cop XLF that is starring Eddie Murphy returning for the role. And after seeing the trailer, I'm not gonna lie, I was very impressed with the trailer. It didn't show us too much, but it gave us back into the spirit and why we love the original Beverly Hills Cop movie, which I had gone back and rewatched the original, and I still love it to this day. Hopefully that Eddie Murphy can do the sequel justice. Hopefully it's not just some cash grab that's going to be dropping on streaming service on Netflix. We see the gang coming back together again, and I'm excited for it. Hopefully, Beverly Hills Cop can give us a good sequel in a good time. I'm not expecting it to be an Oscar level movie. I'm just expecting it to be good. Now, next up, The Bike Riders, a movie that I had no interest in until I saw the trailer. It did have that Sons of Anarchy vibe, and this was supposed to be distributed by 20th Century Studio until they took it off, and they could not promote the movie because of during the SAG actor strike. Now, luckily, Focus Features and Universal has picked it up, and we are definitely going to get a theatrical release. We were originally supposed to get a streaming release. Now we're going to officially get in a theatrical release, and I'm excited for it. You got a great cast like Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, and Michael Shannon and Jodie Comer. The list goes on. I hope this is good. I really hope it lives up to the hype. I hope the trailer does the movie justice. Now, next up, I got Furiosa, the Mad Max spinoff prequel that is got Anya Taylor-Joy playing Furiosa, the Charlize Theron role from Mad Max Fury Road. And I love Mad Max Fury Road. It's one of the best entertaining action movies of all time. But I won't say it's a great movie because it didn't have a deep story per se. And Mad Max didn't only had limited of dialogue, and I wanted a little bit more. But then again, the previous Mad Max movies, he didn't really have that much dialogue to begin with, so I can give that a pass. But also, before this film was announced, I was like, why would they want to tell a prequel story of Furiosa, of her backstory? We literally, I mean, if you watch Mad Max Fury Road, it was literally Furiosa's movie. It may have been slapped as Mad Max movie, but it was more Furiosa's movie, and she still steals the spotlight. After watching this trailer, I got sold, and it looked like George Miller is back again, and Chris Hemsworth is playing one of the roles in the movie. And seeing him in the trailer, he was so unrecognizable. And Anya Taylor-Joy looks like she's gonna crush it on her performance, playing the younger Furiosa. All right, next up, I got Twisters, which is a direct sequel to the original Twister movie, which I love the original Twister, one of my childhood movies growing up. I love that film. It's one of my comfort film watching it during the summer. And when I found that they were going to do the sequel, I was a little nervous because sometimes when Hollywood's trying to make another legacy sequel that was so beloved from the original, it doesn't turn out well as we hope. We only get like a couple of them that actually does lives up to the hype. And look, when I found out that Lee Isaac Chung is in the helm directing the film, the man who made a South Korean drama movie called Minari, which it was a movie that got an Academy Award nomination, and he's now directing a disaster film, which I was so surprised. But you know what? He's a great filmmaker. I still need to watch Minari, and I think it's a streaming on Netflix. I believe that they can give us another Top Gun Maverick situation. At least I hope so. But like I said, I don't expect this to be better than the original. I'm just expecting it to be as good as the original. Next up, I have Alien Romulus, which I'm not familiar with this director. According to what I'm seeing on IMDb, he directed the movie called Don't Breathe, the Evil Dead remake, The Girl Within the Spider's Web. I really enjoy the remake of Evil Dead, and the movie Don't Breathe was so good of a horror film. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope that we can get a good Alien sequel or prequel or whatever it may be. Now, next up, I have Inside Out 2, a film that I never thought that they would get a sequel to this. And it's been out, and the first movie's been out for like 9 years. 9 years. They waited 9 years to do the sequel. And after seeing the teaser trailer, it increased my excitement level. And a new character, the emotion character called Anxiety, looks so funny. I know there's going to be a lot of emotional characters that are going to be in the film, but I love the main characters. I love the first one. I adore that movie so much, and I'm excited to see the gang come back together. Hopefully, the sequel can be worth the wait. Now, next up, I got the horror slasher film, the third installment of this whole X trilogy called Maxine, directed by Ty West, who directed X and Pearl, which I thought Pearl, the prequel story, was much better than the original. I liked X, don't get me wrong, but Pearl was so much better, and I thought Mia Goth's performance was outstanding. And this is supposed to be a direct sequel to X. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I cannot wait to see her return to the screen, and her performance is outstanding. I- I hope that when we see a trailer that we know where this is going to go. This is supposed to be taking place 6 years after the events of X. Right, next up, I have the David Leitch's The Fall Guy. It's got Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt co-starring in the movie together. It's supposed to be based on that 1980s TV show. Ryan Gosling is fucking hilarious, and when it comes to comedy, when it comes to like Barbie and The Nice Guys, the trailer really sold me. I love the music choice from Bon Jovi. David Leitch, which for those of you who don't know, he's the guy who co-directed the first John Wick movie. He directed Deadpool 2, then the underrated action film that came out a year ago, Bullet Train, which I fucking loved. And it increased my excitement level when I saw the first trailer, and I can't wait to see this. And I can't wait to see the dynamic between Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. I'm very impressed to see the dynamic between the two of them. Now, next up, I have A Quiet Place Day One, which is supposed to be the prequel story before the first two movies, and it's really telling the story, origin story of where the creatures came to be and where and how the whole world went to shit. And it's focused on the different characters' perspectives. And John Krasinski is a producer, but he's not the director of the film. And from this director, Michael Sarnowski, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his last name. I'm very bad at it. He directed the movie called Pig with Nick Cage, and I really enjoyed that film. And I think that John Krasinski has picked the right director to do the prequel story. And you got Lupita Nyong'o, you got Joseph Quinn, Alex Wolff, Jamon Hansu. Jamon Hansu. For those of you who don't know, that this is the same character that was in A Quiet Place Part Two. I'm excited to see the cast, and I hope we get a trailer very soon to see what this movie is going to be. I can't wait to see this film because I love Quiet Place Part One and Two. They were fantastic. Now on to my top 5 my most anticipated films of 2024. This is gonna be my top 5 list, and I'm gonna start from the very bottom. Next one, it is gonna be Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, which is a follow-up sequel to Ghostbusters: Afterlife, which I loved so much. The teaser trailer didn't really give us much, but I'm just excited to see the gang come back together, especially with the original cast. I hope that they use the original cast justice, but I hope we get a little bit more in what this movie is about. But I'm excited to see the band come out together, and the director, he's the guy who directed Monster House and the remake of Poltergeist. Let's just hope that this sequel lives up to the hype, and hopefully it's good. I mean, I love Ghostbusters Afterlife. I love the original Ghostbusters movie. Let's just hope that they don't drop the ball on this. Now, next up, I got Joker 2, which it is a follow-up to the first movie that came out, I believe it came out in like 2019. I, for one, was one of the people that really loved the first Joker movie. Joaquin Phoenix's performance was the best. I love how it was a great character study and it was so suspenseful and dark and gritty and very realistic. And it was made to be an Elseworld story, and it was made to be like a one-off story. But apparently, this movie made over $1 billion, which is the highest grossing R-rated movie and highest grossing DC movie of all time. So the studio was like, you know what? We're gonna make another one. And personally, I think this was a sequel that didn't need to be made. But you know what? Todd Phillips is back to direct the film because he directed the first one. And yeah, a lot of people bitch and complain that, oh my God, it's a ripoff from Taxi Driver, or it's a ripoff from The King of Comedy of a two Scorsese film, which is understandable. I get it. But you know what? It didn't bother me. I didn't think about it as I watch it. I watch it and judge it as a film. And I thought it was great. And Joaquin Phoenix won an Academy Award for Best Actor. And I always predicted that he was going to win ever since we saw a screen test for the first Joker movie as Joker. I was like, yep, he's going to be locked in to win. And I was right. And you got Lady Gaga co-starring with Joaquin Phoenix as Harley Quinn. It's the best choice that they have made when it comes to casting. Lady Gaga proved that she has the acting chops after what she did in the movie A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper. The House of Gucci, she was fantastic in the movie with of Ridley Scott's House of Gucci. The movie was terrible, but she was great in it, and I'm excited to see her perform as Harley Quinn, a grounded, realistic Harley Quinn version. And from what I've heard, it looks like they're going to add a lot of musical numbers in the movie, which is going to be something different. And I believe that this movie is going to be very trippy. And it's supposed to be coming out around in October, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm very excited to see Joker 2. I'm a fan of the first one. I don't care what anybody else says. And I hope we get a teaser trailer very soon to see what this movie is going to look like. Now, next up, I have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, a movie that I'm so looking forward to after watching the teaser trailer. Because, look, when they announced it, when they were going to do another one, I was a little nervous because I was fine with them wrapping up the franchise and I didn't care to continue it afterwards. But you know what? After that teaser trailer, I'm so sold, and it's supposed to be taking place, I believe, 300 or 500 years after the events of War of the Apes. And the world building looks so good. Visually, it looks stunning. You got Wes Ball, the director that made the Maze Runner trilogy, which I enjoy the Maze Runner movies. I know they're not perfect, but I thought he was the right fit to direct this movie because I remember back then when I saw when Dawn of the Apes came out, and I thought Dawn of the Apes was the best out of the three movies, and I thought it was fantastic. But when I watched the first Maze Runner movie, the way that he set up that whole visual of apocalyptic future, the whole landscape, I thought he was the perfect fit to direct a apes movie. Like at some point after watching that movie, I like maybe at some point that he might be able to be a good fit to direct a Planet of the Apes movie. And luckily, my dream came true. He's actually now directing this a sequel that is going to be more of a standalone story, and the apes have taken over the world. So it's going to be a very reminiscent to the original Planet of the Apes movie, the original film. And I love the cast. The visual effects and the CGI and the performance capture looked incredible. It looked way more consistent to the last three Planet of the Apes movies. I'm excited. And also, fun fact, Wes Ball is locked in to direct a Legend of Zelda live action movie. So the studio really saw something in his vision and they thought, hey, let's get this guy. I think they were very impressed by the teaser trailer and it looked like it's going to be promising. Fingers crossed that this movie lives up to the hype. I hope it is. It is one of my most anticipated films of 2024. It's in my top 3. I'm so excited to see this movie. Now, next up, I got Deadpool 3. At first, number 1, it was gonna be in my number 1 list until Doom Part 2, the final trailer came out, but I'm gonna put this at my number 2 because I'm so excited to see Hugh Jackman return as Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds reprising his role as Deadpool. That them 2 co-starring together, it's a dream come true. It's every fan's dream come wet dream, something that we've always been waiting for since the first Deadpool movie. We've been waiting to see the 2 of them work together on screen. Now we got that chance, and it's directed by Sean Levy, who directed Free Guy, and he was one of the people that worked on the Stranger Things series. I'm excited because after watching Free Guy, he is the best fit to direct a Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds, and yeah, the set photos got me hooked. There's been a lot of set photos that leaked, and also the film got delayed because during the actor strike, and it halted production for a while. Now they're back in, and they're almost done filming this movie, and they're going to post production very soon. I hope that this multiverse is not one of the gimmick. I hope that we don't get into fall into that cameo fest like in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I just hope they give us a great third installment to the franchise, and it gives us one of the best fan service that we've seen in comic book history. I was a little nervous when Hugh Jackman was returning because when we last saw him in his other film Logan, we thought that this was his last role. But you know what? I think that he wanted to make an exception because he'd been wanting to work with Ryan Reynolds for a while, and you could tell how happy it is to work with Ryan Reynolds again. I can't wait to see it. I hope we get a teaser trailer very soon. We might get it around maybe February. I could be wrong, but I have no doubt that we will see a teaser trailer very soon, and it's gonna break the internet the moment that we see Wolverine and Deadpool together. Now, last but not least, the number one, my most anticipated of 2024, a film that was supposed to come out in November, but the actor strike took place and the cast members could not promote the movie, so they had to push back the date. But you know what? After watching the final trailer for Doom Part 2, Doom Part 2 is now becoming my most anticipated film of 2024. I'm just dying to see this movie already. Look, I've been excited before because I love the first one. I don't think the first one was a masterpiece, but I still thought it was great, and it got better the more I watch it because I love the way they set up the world building and the characters. I love the performances, including Timothy Chalamet. And according to Denis Villeneuve, it looks like this movie is going to be a spectacle driven. And after watching like 3 trailers, he's not joking. It's going to be a spectacle, epic film. You got a few new actors, cast members who are going to be a great addition to the movie. You got like Christopher Walken, who is the emperor of the universe, who wants to destroy the last of the bloodline of the Atreides family, and hunting down the Messiah, Paul Atreides, played by Timothy Chalamet. And he hires this assassin, played by Austin Butler. And Austin Butler looks great on screen. He looks like a sadistic, terrifying psychopath, and I'm excited, and he's totally unrecognizable. And Zendaya's character looks like she's going to be playing bigger roles in the movie than she did in the first one. And I'm excited to see them tackle the love story between Paul Atreides and Shawnee. I'm really excited. The third trailer really increased my excitement a lot more, and I'm excited to see this in IMAX. Now, what are your top 5 most anticipated films of 2024? I would love to hear it. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you like my list or do you disagree with my list? But who knows? Your list can be completely different from mine, and that's the beauty of being a fan. By the time these films come out, most movies may not live up to the hype. Some of them might be great, some of them might be mediocre, but who knows? I'm just listing out the movies that I'm looking forward to, and hopefully it's good. And I hope you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you're from. If you like this video, make sure you leave it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. I appreciate your guys' support. I hope you guys stay safe and take care.